Call the meeting to order. Begin with the roll call.
Vern Bowman.
Director, present.
Bill Lloyda.
Here.
Brian Kurtz.
Here.
And I am here. We have a quorum.
Okay, approval of the agenda.
Approve the agenda as presented.
Motion and a second by
I'll second the
Brian.
motion.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the ayes have it. Minutes of the last meeting. Anybody see any changes need to be on it, or?
I didn't see anything. I'll make a motion to approve minutes as presented.
Okay, motion on the floor. Do I have a second?
I'll second the motion.
Motion second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the ayes have it. Treasurer's report, Sue?
Well, that CD, I waited until like the end of that week and I got it bumped up to 4%.
Great.
Yeah.
And that's 186.
Yep. And then, our ending balance at the end of February in the checking is $147,986.26. And the current bills that I have is, Hush Blackwell, and then Handy Tech, and then Vern Bowman Contracting.
We got them gates in now, they're just in time.
Oh, yeah.
Good thing we did it, when we did it.
Did that 2-inch rain kind of flush things out again, or?
Oh, yeah. Well, it brought some more stuff down, but minor.
Yeah, okay, that's good.
When we bring up new business, I'll tell you.
Okay.
Or I can do it about my bill. I went down there, a week from Sunday, I think it was. Pull my timesheet up. Today's 14th, yeah, a week ago from this past Sunday. right before, or right after we got all that rain. And,
I'm gonna hold it for a little bit.
okay.
Well, we'll
Yeah.
continue with the treasurer's report. Okay, so, any other questions for Sue?
I don't think so.
We need a, guess a motion for the treasurer's report. I'll make a motion. I have a second. The treasurer's report.
Oh, I'll second the motion.
Okay, all in favor signify, any further discussion? All in signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, the ayes have it.
This all looks good.
Old business. What we got on that?
The old business was, checking into a camera with
Yes.
shoes.
Yeah, city has the capabilities.
They do, okay.
So we'll just utilize them.
Yeah.
And then I've got we had all the relief wells on the south end and up around the pump station tested the last time. So that was, what is it, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and then down on the south levee, we had 11, 10, I think 10 of them.
Yeah,
So we got 11, all the relief wells on the north end. We've got to get on schedule, or I've got to get on schedule to get tested. But we got to wait till the water goes back down again.
it'd probably work now. I mean.
Oh, yeah, they've got to have water.
They
and
gotta
they're
have
tested,
water, you
yeah.
don't want it to go down too
Okay,
far.
so I'll get with Sue and to contact that other company that we used last time and get that scheduled right away.
Rocky.
I don't remember the name. It's somewhere in my files, but my office is a wreck right now. I got files everywhere.
I have it out there though. I think it's Brocky Well.
Yeah, I think that sounds familiar. But maybe Friday I'll get with you in the afternoon or something, and we can go over some of that and contact them and get that scheduled.
Okay.
And then, we'll wait until the water goes back down to get the, I gotta go through the core report and see which ones are wanting video inspected.
I think it's some perimeter drain, we never videoed the drains at the south end.
Yeah.
That goes along where the spring was underneath the levee where they
Yeah.
hook to the bluff. There's a pipe there comes out, and there's
Okay.
also a pipe at the north end, just south where our crossing is, just this way. down.
I guess that's my confusion. Are they wanting the piezo wells at the top of the levee video inspected? That tells you, that tells you the condition of the interior of the levee.
See what the old bill, what we did
Okay.
and what we had on it.
Okay,
Because they got to check them for amount of seepage that they flow good enough. They have to pump, they have to be so high, and then they pump and they make sure it recovers. Because it just lets them know, lets everybody know where the river
Yeah.
water table is. When it stays up, it gets up in them pipe pretty dang far.
yeah. You had, on the old business, you had, where y'all had checked the gearboxes and everything and greased the rake. It ran good. A week ago from this past Sunday, I was down there after all that rain
Yeah,
and ran the pumps, ran the generator, ran the rake. Spent like 4 hours down there. We had a failure on pump 1. It kicked out after about a minute. So I went ahead and ran pumps 2 and 3. I ran them all for at least 15 minutes each off the generator. And then after I got done with 2s and 3s, and I raked at the same time, I came back to number 1, and it ran fine. I ran it for at least 20, 30 minutes, maybe 45, because I had a lot of brush and the intakes on pump 1. So it ran a little bit longer than the other pumps. And 2, I wanted to run it longer since it had a failure, kicked out the first attempt. But it ran fine second attempt on it. If it does it again, though, I think I'm going to get a hold of Equipment Pros and have them send a technician down to check there in the cabinet, see what's going on with pump 1. I think with the grates and stuff open there for a while, I think we might have had a log caught in the impellers of pump 1, which caused it to kick out maybe.
I was wondering, it didn't, was there enough?
Oh, there was plenty of
brush
water.
against the water, there was
Yeah,
plenty
there
of
was
water.
plenty
It
of
didn't
water. Oh, no.
kick off because of low water?
no.
Okay.
I did, because of the PLC pump settings are higher, so I had to bypass the floats in order to run the pumps. And then after I was done running all the pumps, I flipped the floats, bypasses back on. So that was taken care of. And when, at some point I want to get a hold of Equipment Pro and or not Equipment Pro.
That's him.
No, the other guy that I was talking to that put our transducer in, our laser.
Nagger?
Nagger. I want to get a hold of him. He's got a guy that works on PLCs.
Oh, okay.
And I want to get somebody in there to see what it's going to cost to upgrade the PLC. I know we've talked about it a number of times. Vandevanter was way too high.
Yeah.
And that's not something that we're in an immediate hurry for. Just what we've got works. But I know we've talked a number of times about upgrading that system. Actually, what we've got is a pretty good system. You just got to know how
Yeah,
to
really.
run the computer. And, oh, I did, now that's, I guess it's, yeah, that'd be old business. I got a price on the two-zone, mini split for the new building, new office down there. It was right around $3,000. I checked two different places, and they were within a couple $100 of each other. The one was a better price though, because it gave me the longer line set that I needed.
Is it somebody local?
No, I had to go through.
I don't think you can get anybody
Yeah, I
local
had to go
do a
through.
mini split.
Yeah, I had to
Who
go
do we
through
have? We had
Lowe's.
Bruce who would it have before that, Terry? Bruce? No? Who was BT?
BT Electric.
Electric?
BT
Yeah,
Electric.
Bruce Terry, right?
Bruce.
Yeah.
Did he give a bid?
Not on that.
Did you
That's
contact?
This is
AC.
HVAC.
Yeah, this is AC heat.
Okay,
This is something that I can put in
Kevin
myself.
Schweiss put a mini split in.
Who does?
Kevin Schweiss, Munchkin.
Oh, does he? Or does he do them on his own or what?
Yeah.
Oh,
So
It
you're
don't
saying
matter
you
to
just
me.
wanna buy one and
Yeah,
just go install
yeah,
it?
I'd install them. I've installed a number of them. But they no longer carry them local.
Yeah, there ain't too much to put
Yeah.
in.
okay, so this is just the material, not
Yeah,
just-
that's just
not
the
the whole
material,
thing.
yeah.
Okay,
I'll just
I'm with you now.
Oh.
Do we wanna keep it?
And see, the prices I got was from Lowe's and Home Depot. They both carry it. Lowe's had the better unit though, with a longer line set that came with it. The other one you have to have an HVAC guy and increase the length of the line, for where we need the two heads on the inside of the building. So if we do get it from Lowe's, I can go to the contractor desk with our tax ID and get that, taxes off. Yeah, it was $3,089.78, but it had estimated tax of $206.88. And we're tax exempt, so we can get that taken off.
Oh, it included in the 31?
And, yes,
Okay,
so we're looking roughly $2,800, for that, which is not much more than what I pay for a single zone mini split.
Yeah, that don't sound too bad for.
Yeah, and this
for
is,
two beds.
and this is a Mr. Cool, and that's what I've been putting in myself, for my customers, and, I ain't had no issues with them.
okay.
Is that something we need to make a motion on and move forward with, or?
Oh, I guess we could approve it to a bid, a low bid, huh?
I mean, I'm assuming we.
I mean, it's under $5,000, so we don't need a bid.
yeah. We understand that, but do we wanna get, I know if Shoes and Schweiss's or whoever would be probably higher, but at least they're local people. Do we wanna give them a chance to?
Well, it don't matter
Shoot
to
you
me,
did, or-
there's nothing to it. I mean, I mean, if you go with them, then you gotta hire labor than me installing it.
Oh, you're gonna,
Yeah, I'll
you'll buy it and
install
install it?
Yeah,
Yeah, he's just
Done
saying,
deal.
we're gonna go buy, he's
No,
gonna go
you're-
buy the unit and he'll put it
You're
in.
local.
yeah, I mean, I'll
Yeah,
get
no,
with
I
Sue and
don't
get
have a
check
problem
and,
with that.
Yeah,
take it up there with our
yeah,
tax
that's why he
paper.
went up
Well,
there,
okay.
cause.
Let-
I got you.
Cause they don't have these
I
in
didn't
stock.
catch all that.
No,
Yeah.
being that's involved here, let's make a motion and vote on it
Yep.
as the directors, because it's him.
Okay, well, I'll make a motion to approve, buying the dual zone mini split for the building down at the pump station.
I'll second that.
Motion on the floor and second, any further discussion? All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the ayes have it.
I'd personally put it off, but I don't wanna get caught with our
Let's
fence down,
not have no heat.
the heat or air, 'cause we don't know what this river's gonna do.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
And
right.
we've seen this phase before.
I've seen it, the 93 flood, it was down
Same
below
identical
zero in
thing.
January.
19 did the same thing, 17 did the same thing.
Yeah,
And it is.
16 did
And
the
it is
same
got a
thing.
3 in this.
I know
them
So I just
93,
don't wanna get caught with our
13,
pants down.
23.
Yeah.
it. I think that's.
I didn't understand that. You
Yeah,
could put it in, Norm.
yeah, I can put it in.
Absolutely.
I put
No.
a number of them in over the years. I don't have any objections to anybody else doing it.
No,
I just think it'd be cheaper if I just do it myself.
I'm all for it.
Because they're gonna be $70, $80 an hour
Mhm.
to do it, and they're gonna have a markup on the item.
Yeah, they-
Whereas we just pay direct out and, my time.
Yeah, no, we gotta have to get something in there and get that ball rolling
Yeah.
a little bit.
Yeah.
All right. What else? We got anything else on?
I don't think there was anything else, other than the road and the crown widening. I'm gonna hold off until Brad gets back.
Not sure.
We're gonna go over it again,
A little bit before. the
make sure
meeting.
everything's, I've got the specs and everything on it already. Brad and I went over it once a while back,
Look for him.
but I'll sit down with Vern and,
Oh.
whoever else
Took
is
it back already.
available,
Huh?
and we'll go over them specs again.
I seen his car.
And,
Maybe that wasn't.
And put
before we put it in the paper next
Paper.
week.
No, there was a car.
Oh, I don't know whose car that was. I seen that down there too when we loaded it up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was there.
Other than that, I don't think
11
I've got
o'clock.
anything
The
else.
car was there.
All right.
I don't know whose that was.
Maybe somebody was walking, I don't know.
Is that race coming up?
Yeah, the race is coming up. I've got a meeting with them in Perryville, my other volunteers from Perryville, April 5th or 6th. I think it was the 5th. We'll be meeting to finalize that again like we did last year. Do we want to grade the top?
We did last year, and we got, and we graded it and rolled it with a roller, asphalt roller.
I mean, they don't need it. Because the course is supposed to be rough. But we did grade it last year for them, right before they started, and they loved it.
Yeah, we've had a lot
So
of,
do we want to do it again?
it
need it.
got traffic on it and it windrows,
Yeah.
begins a windrow, and blading occasionally needs to be done, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And
Well, and it'd be about a year. I mean, it don't hurt to grade that once a year.
well, and grade a little bit of the excess road too,
Yeah.
both of them
Yeah.
ought to be in on that. Because that could lose a little shaping up too.
Yeah.
I don't think we have any potholes or anything, no.
The only thing we've got is some wash down some of the ramps, but we're getting ready to do the gravel on them, so
Well.
we can just do all that, the ramps.
Let's just grade the top then.
Yeah.
Yeah, just the top. And what we did last year was just from the Division Street entrance south, from the
Oh, yeah.
stone pile south.
Storm-
We didn't get the
Stormy
blade
Crawford
done,
Way.
because we did it in one day,
Yeah.
or one day or whatever.
Yeah.
And that was the important part,
Yeah.
but we ought to get the whole thing.
Yeah.
And the entrance roads, it's part of it. I don't know.
So that's coming up, in April,
April 16th.
yes.
Well, it could be bladed any time now. I like to do it after rain. You get better results after rain, and especially if you hit it with a roller, you'll have that thing.
Mm-hmm.
It
Get some
kind of
moisture
nails
in
the
there.
rock down, the loose ones, and they stay in place pretty good for a good while after that. Yeah.
Will that, being a month out, will that, you think it'll still be good,
Oh, yeah,
being a
yeah,
month out?
yeah. Well, you'd want to do it after a rain day. You
Yeah.
can get a machine cheaper
Sure,
for one.
yeah. Yeah, and that didn't cost us much last year. I think, somebody donated some time and.
At the beginning, operator from college with me, and he didn't do bad.
Mhm.
So I'll try and take him again. be able to
It's
do
good
what we
training.
can on the rates and the roller too.
Yeah.
So it'll be, gotta keep it down under where we're legal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know, that generator, when I turned it on, she bellowed a lot of smoke.
He test run it, that day whenever we was down there. He had test run that
Yeah.
generator,
28th, I think it was.
yeah, whenever it was, the 28th.
Yeah,
And they checked everything out.
Yeah.
Did some things to it. He had, I don't know what all he did. He had something that, I guess
he had a belt to
them
put
belts
on.
put on, them $700 worth
Yeah.
of belts.
Uh,
So,
I mean, it ran fine, it just, there, I guess it was because it was a cold morning or something.
that
She
could make
bellowed a
sense.
lot of smoke for a little while.
well,
just
that's
cold.
all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
And it hadn't been running.
Yeah,
And we
6
did,
months.
what we had been doing,
Other than that.
we had been keeping the
Heater.
glow plug on all winter.
yeah.
And we was getting, it would heat that block pretty much, and it caused corrosion and softening, them radiator hoses or the connecting hoses to start leaking. And it was hard on them. So now we just don't run it that much. We test it, but leave it sit idle. It's designed to be within producing electric, cold start within 50 seconds or a minute and a half or something.
Oh, she started up just fine.
You can start it, cold start it, and have full load on it immediately.
Yeah, and it was cold that Sunday morning.
That engine's designed for that. It's a high dollar engine,
Interesting.
and we measured it before, when we got it, it had been supposed to be where there was it wouldn't get no ice in it in winter, and it had a O-ring leak, and we had it Cummins overhauled in St. Louis. We got a new warranty on it and everything. That's a good engine. That's a very good engine for a long time. Take care of it.
Oh, I had one other thing. I talked to Pete, Harnish, about building us a two-man basket, lift basket.
Okay.
And, he's willing to trade our stainless steel and stuff down there for some of the material or labor.
And who'd you talk to?
Pete Harnish.
Pete Harnish?
The welder.
The welder
So
over there
Jen
that
Machine is
built our
tool
handrails
machine.
and stuff.
Okay, yeah,
He'll do some swapping with us.
Yeah.
okay.
And he's interested in the motors. If there are certain, the motors we got down there, the motors,
Yeah.
phase motors, he might be interested in them too.
Them electric.
So it may not cost us anything for
Right.
this man basket.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that'd be great.
I haven't really got a chance to look for a little auto crane of
Uh-huh.
some sort.
Yep.
But I've been thumbing through a lot of magazines
Yep.
and stuff, trying to get some
Yep.
information.
I mean, it makes it safer getting down,
We'd like
the
to.
basket makes it safer getting down in them.
Go ahead, why don't you inform the rest of
okay.
them what we kinda got in mind?
We've talked about putting a catwalk across the front there. Well, the last time we were working down there, putting the grates in, we had to go down and do some cleaning up on the bottom of the grates, and had, 3
Waders.
feet of water in the
Yeah,
bottom.
waders.
So it was in waders, and, we went, we borrowed a single, man basket from Vern, and they had, their service truck down there, and their auto crane off the truck was able to lower me and my worker down there. And it was a lot safer and easier to deal with anything down in there. And I said, well, that's just what we need. And so, with the idea of putting a catwalk out there and getting a man basket, I thought, well, why can't we just get one of them auto cranes? Because you can buy them wholesale,
Yeah.
or on auction or whatever all the
Rebuilding Or
time,
whatever.
that came off of the truck, and incorporate that in the center of the catwalk, midway so it can reach all three bays and be able to lower a guy in there.
Do that, pull the grates, we could do
Yeah.
everything with it.
Yeah, all the stop, the floats out front, we can lift all of it just off that one single point. And, so that's something we're working on.
Yeah, with that, you can, when you do clean out and have to get under them, you can raise them up, and we're gonna have a system to hook and lock them up, where you can raise them
Yeah.
up 10, 12 feet, where you can
And
get under
just hold them.
Yep,
and hold them in place and then lower them down. We'd have the, and I've been down a little thinking on that too, and you know, I don't know how to do it, but if we could put it on that trolley, that, you know, that, the rake system, maybe be on there's no room for it. I can't find a place
I
in
don't
my
think,
mind to put it.
I don't
I
think
think
the
we're way
ratings,
better off out in front.
the weight rating on them rails, I think we'll run into issues on the weight ratings.
You could turn that thing over too, you know.
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
that
well,
was
that's-
my
that's
concern.
not
You got it's narrow gauge, it's not too wide a track.
Yeah. No, I think we're
I
better
got
off putting
nibs
that,
on some plenty length I-beam.
okay?
Greg Hilbert's got a
Right.
pile of them over there.
Oh,
And, oh, there, here he is. You know where they're at.
who owns the?
So that would be through Phil and Greg, maybe.
Isn't it
He said he
Naggers?
had some good I-beams.
Isn't it Naggers that owns the old, building over there on, down from, Collier's? That, the buildings, the old factory, down the, behind the storage buildings?
Troutman's still on part of that.
Troutman's.
Getting
He's
them
got a
some,
bunch of I-beams down there.
Well, that's Phil and,
Oh, okay.
Well, they may
Phil
have
and
different
Greg
ones than what
have,
we've got.
might be
I
the
don't
same
know.
ones, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yours are back there
Yeah,
Cause
where
I
you
was,
guys park your trucks.
yeah.
the only reason I know that is cause
Big
I was
pile
looking
of
for an
He just
I-beam.
got some of them out of a building out of St. Louis.
That's
so
what he told me.
Yep.
Those are his. I don't really know which ones he's talking about, but I know he just got a bunch of them, so.
That's what,
You know how to get in his pocket though.
We can make it work.
well, that's what, Pete was telling me. I was looking for an I-beam too. I needed one for a job. And he says, well, go over to Troutman's over there. He's got a whole bunch that he just took out of city. And
Okay,
he
well,
said
then
you
you
may
he's
have.
talking about the same ones.
Same
Okay.
place.
Yeah, Troutman's don't have anything to do with it, but,
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Sometimes you just gotta will and deal. To get the best price.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
Are we still on new business, old business, or where are you?
well, we started on old business, new business is next.
I was just gonna, maybe you talked about it, about the brush hogging that Brian and them's done. I looked today, I think it looks great, what he mowed. All up around the airport and all around
yeah.
the Burn area site. Did a nice job.
Did you get Valley Spring yet?
We kinda held off on that, we wanted everybody to look at it, and it's, like you said, some of them probably gonna need to be pulled out.
Yeah, well.
There in Valley Spring, we're gonna have to take some chainsaws down
Well-
through some part of that.
Well,
No, well,
Okay.
burn
yeah,
'em
we think
like we
it's
did
gonna
the
make
others.
too many slivers. It'll be a problem on our grates
Okay.
if we get too big a wood chopped up,
Yep.
we're gonna have a lot of blockage. We have enough problem with the leaves on our grids.
Yeah.
So if we do too much of that, so the bigger stuff, we're gonna have to
Yeah.
make sure that we
But better off
scoop it
doing what
out.
we did with the north end
Yep.
there, just
I'd
pull
like
them
to
out and
pull
come
'em
back
and
later.
burn 'em.
Pull 'em out.
And then
Get the small
next year,
stuff.
when we brush hog, do it all then, brush hog it again.
I guess it needs to be cleaned out from there at the bend, there,
They're up to almost,
down, up to the
our,
old levee.
well, it's, I guess Ringwald's on the next section, next to us.
What the
Maybe even
original
two down.
The original levee.
core ditch, the ditch that the Corps built with a 3-to-1 slopes. It had about a 12 or 15-foot bottom. But, from there to, and it really needs cleaning out.
Yeah.
We figured years ago, for many years, underneath, from there back to Millfeld's shop and under 61 and up through there. there was about 6 or 8 feet of silt in the culvert pipe going under 61. It was a concrete box covered, and at one time I'd taken a rebar and you could hit the concrete floor. It was mud. There was about close to over 6 feet of mud in it then. And it's choked up from there down where their barn used to be. Oakenfuss's barn was up there and all down through there. But that's gonna be a major thing. You're gonna have to get trees out of the way to get to it and everything. We may have to, as long as we keep the bottom clean out, coming close to the thing, and that may have scarred down a lot, you know, since the new ditch was there. It might not be as deep there no more. I'm not sure. We just check it, but that's something we can look at.
I know the state just redid at Rodney's there. They rip-wrapped that and cleaned that box out down to their floor and put new rip-wrap and everything in there. But
Yeah.
they only went 30 feet, I guess.
Yeah.
How is it?
And it's all draining.
How
good.
deep
I
was it?
mean,
Was it
runs
that,
out and
was it
drains.
the full 6 feet or better?
I'd
I'd seen some rock there and everything that rolled in that they did, some riprap,
They dug it all out and then put riprap in it,
yeah.
and the state did that.
Well, that, if you keep it at the bottom cleaned out, it'll scar down. That's one reason we get so much fill so quick at the intake itself. Because the North Gabriel and South Gabriel creeks are building up, and when you clean out this last quarter mile or something, and then
That place to dump.
it eats back, you know, and you get a quick fill here.
I got a neighbor out by me that he just recently cut a bunch of brush and trees along the creek, the South Gabriel there, and left them piled up in the center of the creek.
That's what we get. We get a lot of saw marks.
I'll be
on-
talking to
You know
him.
where all that ends up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, we can keep up with it down there. That's what's important. Keep
So
it
you
open.
guys wanting to go through the whole Valley Spring branch there and clear that whole thing out? Is that what you're getting?
We've talked
We
about
need
that in
to
the past.
Well-
we had that grant.
Yeah, well,
We
we
didn't
thought
get
we
any
had
of
it, and then it was actually, I guess, the farmer's levy. We got it.
Damn farmers got it.
I thought all along we had it. I mean, that was the messages I was getting, and turned out, no, it wasn't you guys, it was District 2.
So we'll just
That is-
reapply again. Maybe we can get some.
It's
It
not
was
a
a
real
good
big,
grant.
it's not a big problem. It's not a real big problem. It should be cleaned out sometime, and we talked about it, but it was there from day one. You know, because that creek, till the Corps built a new 3-to-1 slope in a wide channel, that was backed up all the way through there before.
But they didn't,
Many
they
years.
only went so far.
Yeah, but they only went about half the distance from our Marina Road to the 61. And anyway, I think we'll be all right, and keeping, we probably need to get that dirt out of there too.
Do we need to go all the way to 61 or just do it
No,
to
I-
where the core?
No, just what the core did, because that's gonna be a
So they-
major animal when you start taking them trees out and them
Oh, yeah,
willows and
that's- so
root
they
wads
stop.
as big as that table. You're gonna have a horse there, and you're gonna have to deal with them, and,
The old Valley Spring levee stops
Yes.
there,
Yes.
yeah.
and that's as far as the core went.
Yeah, because then they rerouted, and what we have now, the new Valley Spring branch, is what they rerouted
Yeah.
Valley Spring
Yeah.
from the old
Yeah, it
Valley
went
Spring
down closer
levee.
to the levee and under the old trestle.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, so where we at on this, gonna try and do Valley Spring, we'll look at it and talk about it and do it and decide to, you know, if it's all right with everybody.
I'll say if we're gonna do it, we may wanna try to get
Yeah,
it.
keep going while we got.
Before they start the planting season, that's
gonna be-
why it needs to be
Depending
looked
on
at.
Weather,
but-
but too far away.
ASAP.
That's what I'm worried about. I don't know how quick that's even gonna
Or
work.
who's, you know, you don't have your machine down there now, but do we
We're still,
need to look at it and either get a bid on it or let's let them, can you bring it back? You have to put the
Do
bucket on
you
it anyway.
have, do you have an idea how many hours you spent on it?
No, Brock's got the hours wrote down. I'm not sure what it was.
It ain't gonna take you any longer to do that than it did before then, is it?
No.
Well, first we wanna look at and see what, I think their
We
willows are
would-
getting you know,
We wouldn't have time before plant season anyway.
a lot of them are getting too big, we might wanna do something different.
And maybe that you wanna wait
We
till
need,
next
it needs to be,
fall
I looked
winter
at,
to
drove
probably
it,
get
looked
back
at it,
in
we
there.
need to just take an excavator and yank them out like we did.
Like, it's too big.
Cause this can be a heck
Just
of a
go
mess,
through
you can
there.
just pull it out and then try
Half
to
of
get
it ain't
rid
gonna
of
take
Throw the piles
no
out
time
there,
at all.
burn the piles.
Yeah.
that upper end, it's
Deal
getting
with-
pretty thick.
Yeah.
So whatever doesn't
Or the
burn and haul
end
that off,
closer to
or
melt
bury
house.
it or something.
So,
I don't know
wait,
exactly
or
who's-
you suggesting to wait until after planting season?
Section that
I'm
is. we can
suggesting
find
wait
it
till
on
next winter.
Next winter.
After,
Cause once you plant, you can't get in there
Yeah,
until,
yeah,
you know, till you harvest, so.
yeah.
Unless it's, you know, that detrimental to the water flow that we need to rush it in.
do you have property on the inside of the levee? Do you come all the way up to St. Mary's Road?
We,
Is that whole
we
track
farm
yours?
some of that ground.
You farm some of
The
it?
church owns some of it, Beckley family owns some of it, and we own a little bit that touches
Okay.
that.
That's
right
about
there.
where that old levee stops, is, I think
I'm
it
not even sure
ended
right
the
where-
church
where
ground.
it
I think it was
actually-
the church ground.
Okay.
Well, you could, while you got your brush, trimmer down there, or it's gone
We-
already,
we-
okay.
We took it away today.
Okay. I was gonna say, if it was still down there, from the Marina Road down to where the first.
Where the
excuse me,
church ground
first-
is.
The first bend is, where all the trees start, all the shrubbery start, you could mow that that small area, which is, I don't know, what is that?
Some of it could be mowed and just
Yeah,
leave
some of it could
a
be
few
mowed,
big ones
yeah.
if you had to.
Cause there's
Yeah.
quite a few trees down there, like on the church ground.
Yeah,
Yeah.
when you get down
Yeah,
to the upper end of the creek, I'm gonna call it, Millfeld's in there.
Yeah,
There's too many trees to,
yeah.
I
I
think
think
they need to
valleys
be
are
pulled
right
out.
next to the church ground there then too, so. Have
And
to
do
talk
that
to
this
Yeah.
year, and then
And
next
that-
year we can get in there, and when we brush hog everything, you can go ahead and
keep it down.
get a brush boom to brush hog and do it all, and do it every year.
Yeah.
We'll be done with it.
Well, it'd make things a whole lot
It-
easier and
it
better
sure
at
looks
the
nice.
pump station.
Yeah,
I already got 2 calls from the airport guys thanking for, God, that looks great, thank you guys for mowing that, so.
Did they, did they already haul their dirt in and elevate?
No, not yet.
Okay, I seen cones out there.
I don't know what, they got some markers and
Yeah, they
stuff
got a
out there.
couple of cones on both ends where
I don't-
they extended out.
If they're
but I
gonna
wasn't sure
contract
whether
that,
they-
somebody to contract that, did they ever mention anything to you guys?
They talked about it, a while back, and, but my thinking is, the dirt could be taken right out of that ditch, right at the airport there, and go
Yeah.
down along the strip. But I don't think there's been a, elevation shot down there to know how many cubic yards they might need, but I think it would take, it's gonna surprise you in the number of loads it's gonna take.
It's gonna take quite a bit of dirt.
Yeah, it's taking a foot and a half over, I don't know, half acre, 3/4 acre. And when we put over 35 loads in the inside of on the infield diamond on the baseball field already of dirt, just to get it back up shape, but that's compacted dirt. But, it takes
so
a
do you
lot
think
of
there'd
dirt.
be enough dirt down there in the ditch, around
Yeah,
the ditches
I
that
think it would be.
would
And it would
satisfy
be,
that?
it would be a benefit to us, because it'd be a short haul to get it out of there.
Well,
You can-
yeah.
You can spread dirt, but you can spread it so many years, and like the ditches down south, the bigger ditches, they got piles of dirt along the ditch, they got such a volume of them ditches that, the water can't get to it. You gotta have
Yeah.
openings in it, and you make your own reservoirs in those
Mm-hmm.
spots.
Could that be something where you and I walked the other day up that Gabbery, the North Gabbery, I guess, where we want to put that bench? There's quite a bit of dirt right there.
There's
Could that-
quite, yeah, that's,
gonna be
well,
wet dirt.
it'd have to be dry to go across them fields.
Yeah.
Cause you get two things, get stuck, or you need Arctic, one of them 6-wheel
Yeah.
drive articulated trucks. And when you go through there, you're gonna have
Oh,
some
that
water
pumps
holes,
up stuff up.
and it's gonna be ruin some ground for a while,
Mm-hmm.
so. But if a person would go down along the edge of the airstrip, you know, if it's dry, you gotta get it dry, and that isn't easy to do. You have to, so, we just have to see, I guess, on that. I really, them ditches really look good with that mowing, that's a big thing.
If we can keep that,
And-
some of that brush from
Well,
beaver
okay.
claws and everything
We're
else.
still on, remember where we, in that curve down there, we had, the curve where it was eating the riprap out.
Right, right.
In the curve in North Gabby at the pump station, at the intake. This slope is just, it is a natural slope. It always fills on the outside, you know, in here. And it ate into the far bank, and then where the riprap started, about 200 feet up the North Gabby Creek, it ate in the bank so far, this riprap was starting to fall in and it just washed down and it's washing down. You can go down there and you can see all them, I got photos of it, but you can see all that riprap laying in that gravel that's been coming down the creek. Well, I think we still need to divert that to keep that from getting worse, and that machine is available, could be hauled down there anytime, and I think if it's not too wet, we can get out there and at least make the channel come over where it won't damage our existing riprap.
The inside curve there.
And I think we can do that in a day or two.
Is that big pile that you had piled up there years back, does Todd have a contract on that, or is he just on the other side?
He's just on the cut.
So that big pile of dirt is, if something that the airport, I mean, could they haul that dirt?
I
Or
thought
do
we
would
were,
wanna get rid of it? That whole
No,
windrow that's piled up there.
I think we'd have dirt, even by the city burn area, that has to be hauled somewhere.
Oh,
So I think that we'd want to get for the air trip, it'd benefit us. Because if we have to pay for hauling, the levee district have to pay for hauling it, that's a longer haul.
yeah.
And if we got some dirt there, it can be used locally, it'll save us money, it'll save them money. It saves us a win-win. So I think that's where we need to at least look at and talk about. And even then, there'd be some other deals, the city's got ground there, if you took some of that out and they'd use that and push some of their trash in, that wood in it, you know, they could let it sit there, that old slough, the edge of the old slough, I was saying. But really, we need our ditch, some improvements on the drainage up there too. And that could be reached, I think, and gotten out pretty easy. And a short haul,
That sounds ideal.
We just,
Yeah.
but one thing I think we ought to do though is keep that at the North Gabby Creek there at the pump station where it's eating behind the riprap. We need to include getting that drainage ditch over about 20 feet from where it's at.
Yeah.
And we
It
can
needs to
just
get
dig
moved
that
over
out,
and
fill
then
that up,
put
put some
some
of
rock
that
up
dirt pile
against
that
that.
he's talking about. That dirt that is piled there is good dirt. The new dirt that's in the intake, if you go down there, it's just the first time in 22 years that we've been there that the gravel finally starting coming down them creeks and getting in that, what we call topsoil. That will ruin our topsoil. We gotta keep that stuff separate from the clean dirt, or whatever, if you can understand clean dirt. Clean dirt's pretty simple, but it's, sounds different.
Well, I think there where we need that bench finished out on the north side of the intake there, and that fixed down there where we had the temporary dam at. I think we need to work on that pretty
Yeah.
quick.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, that and around, make the channel come away from that
Yeah,
far
'cause
back.
this being spring and we don't know what that river's gonna do, we could have a bunch of water in there before long.
And that has to be done when the river's below, well, it's what, 16 now, 14,
Needs to be at least 12.
12, okay,
Yeah,
that
at
needs to
least
be
12.
about another
Gets
3 or
below
4
9
feet.
foot, it won't be on, we'll have
Yeah,
fall
below,
away from the pump station.
yeah, right, yeah.
10 foot's our slab, ain't it? The edge
Now,
of the
12
slab.
feet is our slab,
12 feet's our slab.
yeah.
That
So
river-
anything below 12.
You may not get there.
I know.
Yeah.
not this time of year.
Might be 42 before
I
12.
know.
Don't say that.
That's why I decided to go ahead and get a price on that mini split and
Okay,
start getting things together.
okay, well, are there any other new business? I guess that was both. But we need to look at that, make sure that you're not thinking about not using this, the chopper on Valley Spring at all, or you want to use it?
I don't, well, yeah, they just
It's not
took it
available
away. You
at
don't
the
wanna bring it
moment.
back, do you?
No,
They done moved it.
we're using it in the hills right now, and
Oh,
we probably gonna have, yeah, we done took it away today.
you got,
So
okay,
it's not there.
it's not available,
So let's just
okay.
Okay, well,
hold that and maybe you guys got one available and we could go down there.
Put a thumb on that
Put a
machine we'll
thumb.
have there, and, that can take.
That little 200 or whatever, 220 would be
220.
plenty big.
You got
If you got a thumb for it.
got about
If you don't.
28 feet reach.
Well, just to clear that,
Yeah,
that's plenty.
yeah.
You gotta go off in it.
No, you don't have to. You don't want to,
Yeah,
if you're in it. All right,
I go right down the middle of it.
anything else?
Wouldn't hurt a thing.
Anything else in their new business?
I ain't scared.
You've been there before, I'm sure.
Anybody got anything else at all? Okay. Public participation, you got any?
Nope. I did think of something.
Okay.
The mayor brought his bench down, and it's down there. Can we get the go-ahead? Do we need to get a go-ahead, or at least tell everybody what we wanna do?
Yeah,
We
we
wanna
can-
pour a little pad, put the mayor's bench up at the end of Division Street, up by one of the signs. Kinda maybe in the middle of the ramps there where they go up, just put the mayor's bench and put him on a slab.
except, recycled plastic, I guess.
It's recycled.
Yeah.
And Norm said if we don't put it on concrete and anchor it down, it'll be
Somebody run
gone.
off with
So,
it.
Yeah.
It's heavy. I mean, my
Yeah,
worker
it's
moved-
heavy.
Yeah, it's heavy,
But we
but,
can,
somebody will walk off with that
Oh, yeah.
if
so
we
let's,
don't anchor it.
let you guys know whenever Norm gets the rain out or something, we can do that.
Yeah, it won't take but a day.
Yeah, well,
I mean, less than a day. I
you
mean,
need
form
help,
it.
you got you and your employee, and I don't mind something like that. The mayor donated it, we'll make something nice there for the bird watchers to sit and watch. I think it'd be nice.
Is that gonna be on the levee?
Just like the signs.
Oh, by the lot there, by the road?
Yeah, but it'll be up on top of the levee.
top of the
That's
levee,
where he would like to have it,
Oh,
so.
okay.
And you know how the signs, we just offset
Yeah,
them a little bit?
right. Just same
What is
thing.
that,
Same
6
thing.
foot bent, pad?
I think I measured, or allowed for 36 inches.
Yeah,
from
3
the
by
edge of the
6 or
yeah.
something like that.
I think it was like 6 feet long,
That's fine.
and then, 36 inches wide, concrete pad there.
Would a couple of them cement blocks work and dug down and sit on top?
If we
and
do that, we
anchor
gotta
to
go through the court.
it? Huh?
If we do with the blocks, we gotta go through the court.
To the
Yeah.
core, yeah.
We can just pour a
Whereas
little
if we
slab
pour a
and do,
3.5 inch slab, we don't have to do nothing.
Okay,
that'd be the easiest.
Yep.
okay.
We really won't be digging in, we'll put some gravel there and then
Yeah.
set it on the gravel. Like we did them sign pads.
Yeah. All right, anything else? No public participation? I'll entertain a motion.
I make a motion, we adjourn.
Motion on the floor.
second.
Second, by Phil. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the ayes have it. Thank you, everyone.